Awesome. Great. Thank you, everybody. Today is December 6th, 2021, coming up fast to the new year. This is a meeting of the SIG Network Policy API subgroup to SIG Network. This is a CNCF certified meeting, so please be kind to each other. And yeah, let's get going. So today, again, not too much to talk about, nothing on the agenda. So it's pretty open. There are some small things I wanted to touch on. Mainly, we have decided to bump this to a bi-weekly meeting following SIG Network. And I'm almost done with a small PR to do that. So that'll be up in the next hour or so. That'll just update the SIG Network meeting agenda and invite and stuff. And I will work with Casey to update the calendar invite so that it's not constantly spamming your calendar every week. So that's kind of the first thing. Next thing is CMP. We are pushing to kind of get another review this Thursday in the upstream meeting, I believe. And hopefully after that, we'll either get a blessing or a strike down to keep moving forward and actually get that KEP or the first draft of it merged and start working on the alpha version of that API implementation wise. That's what I basically had for the group. Is there anything else y'all would like to discuss while we're here? Hey, Vinay. Gotta find the agenda really quick too.
Vinay, that looks a lot nicer on the outside there than it does where I am right now. We have ice rain today.
Yeah, that's awful. Where are you in Mass, Per?
Montreal.
Oof, even colder. Okay. Vinay, have you had time to work on those two Google Docs at all?
You see his mic is not working.
I gotcha. Now I see. No worries. Okay, no problem. It's all good.
After use post-its and hold up.
It's no problem. That's kind of the other work item going on. I think mainly is FQDN policy and looking at service selectors again. Apart from
Andrew, so I think quick update from my side. I think so basically we are actually prioritizing FQDN policy right now.
Okay.
So we're actively working on it to come up with we already revamped the doc. Cool. We just have to fine comb that and then probably detail out all the details. Once we have that, I think we're going to present it probably one of these meetings, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I mean, so that's where we are at for FQDN policy, right? I mean, but there isn't much progress on service account selector as of now.
Okay.
Probably if any other community member wants to take a stab at it, I think that's also works for us.
That would be awesome. I'm gonna make a little spot in our agenda for open action items that people could check out, or I'll make them as issues in SIG Network Policy API as good first issues. Do you think this FQDN document is ready for would you like some external review? Would you like me to check it out or anyone else who comes by?
Yeah, sure. I think we already have the link, right? I mean, probably.
Yeah, I put it in the agenda.
Yeah. I think I'm sure that we actually made some updates to the doc, but
Okay.
it's actually not finalized yet. I mean, I wouldn't say like it's the work on it is done from our side yet. But also like I mean, like probably initial feedback on that would be appreciated.
Mhm.
I mean, like probably it's in a state where you can actually review the version one of that doc, sort of. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I'll give that a look then before our next meeting in 2 weeks. I just was trying not to review it until you all had taken a stab at updating, but because you have updated, that's awesome. Sweet. And I put that in the agenda, so if anyone comes by and wants to check it out, they can do so. Cool. Thanks for working on that. I think there's a lot of people who also would like to see that, something like that upstreamed. So I'm interested to see what you came up with. Yeah, and if you want to give it a presentation, just add yourself to the agenda. Feel free. We've been really open lately, probably due to it being the end of the year and people trying to cram everything in. But
Yeah.
I don't want this meeting to die out. I know it's been tricky for me to keep it going on my own. So I'm always looking for help and for people to talk.
So is this meeting bi-weekly? I mean, I thought, remember I think we had some discussion about doing this bi-weekly.
Yeah. That was I have a PR I'm almost done with just to update some of the SIG network docs about this meeting to make it bi-weekly. And we'll be on in cadence with the upstream SIG network meeting. So like this will be the last time we have it weekly, and then our next meeting will be in 2 weeks.
So I can promise probably in February that I can give a presentation of sort of my ideas, what I think should go into Kubernetes and how we should treat policies and sort of what that we need a new API towards the CNIs. It's a sort of logical firewall and how all that should work. I just need to finish papers around it.
Cool.
I have no problem. Once that is done, I have no problem sharing the ideas. We will start working on it, and right before we need to get something working, and then we'll present it and open up the project. So I can talk about what the ideas are before. Well, I'll talk to you about it some, but I mean more in detail.
Yeah, yep. I think it'd be great to have some docs on it for review. That's awesome. Sounds good to me. Is there anything else? Questions people have, concerns, ideas? I know it's a really light meeting today. None of the CMP folks are here. They're all hiding. Getting ready for the big battle round with SIG Network, I would assume.
That's on Thursday?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe the plan is to push it yet again. Really, it's kind of been a constant battle of just looking for reviews. But I think, for future things like FQDN policy and even other things, what we've learned with doing CMP will be internally valuable, like just in process wise to kind of quicken things up. Hopefully.
I decided to start activating myself again on the SIG network, but this Thursday I can't.
Yeah, no worries. That totally happens.
I will.
It's more going to be like, here's the cap. We think it's ready for your review again. Either shoot it down or let us pass. Guard the gates. So that's kind of where we're at with it.
Another fun discussion that needs to come up on the SIG networking soon has nothing really to do with this, but I mean, multi-networking has sort of become de facto accepted.
Right.
And now some people say, oh, I want to be able to put labels on the endpoint. It's like, no, it's like we need to get the networks in first.
Yeah.
They need to be visible, and that's part sort of to make it just not something hidden under annotations. How to do that will be a long and interesting battle, I think.
Yeah.
One of the things that comes after that, all the way down, I mean, policies, services.
I mean, I definitely see network policy v2, whatever that manifests itself as supporting multi-cluster.
Sort of KPNG can definitely handle the networks and so on, but it needs to come in first, because as long as the queue proxy is there, no one is going to want to do anything of these changes, even if it's not adding functionality into the Q proxy, just telling it to not care about things. No one wants to do that.
Right.
And shouldn't. Let it be there and sort of let's work it out. If it takes another year, so be it.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's Q proxy is a complicated beast. So they're going a long ways in dissecting and kind of reorganizing it. So I've been attending. They have some nice meetings on Fridays if anyone's interested, where they kind of hack at stuff. So I've gone to a few of those when I can. And
the time has moved to 10:30 from 11:30.
I think so.
Yeah. So last week was chaos. Sort of people tried at the different times, and then there was no meeting.
Oh, really? Yeah, I couldn't come last week. I was.
Jay didn't show up. They had some crisis at VMware, and then we bailed. And then when he started asking where everyone was, I asked him if he was stuck in the bathroom, what was going on. But
that's pretty funny. It happens, I guess, to everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool. Yeah. Well, if there's nothing else, does anyone have anything else they want to bring up today, or?
Andrew, so I have one question, right? I mean, so I haven't been to the last SIG network meeting. So, so where are we at regarding the selectors, like multi-selectors extension, right? I mean, that we were actually trying to propose. Is it via some kind of enum that we are trying to introduce, right? And then extend it to pod selectors in future, like service selector, service account selector, and so on.
So the KEP should be up to date. And right now it has a concept of, I don't think it's a strong enum anymore. It's a concept of a workload selector. So here's the KEP. And let me just share my screen real quick and show you what I'm talking about. So workload selector, where was this? Yeah, so at this point, it's basically an enum, but we've defined a new class, a new type called workload selector. And it's not like what we had originally talked about, Satish, with the hard-coded possible enums for each selector. It's a little abstract in the sense that whatever type of workload selectors in here are enums, they're actually just supported selectors. So pod selector is the only one currently. And in the future, if we wanted to add anything else, we should, and that should allow us to be a little bit more extensible.
Yeah, makes sense. I think this also works for us. I mean, like probably, I think it works. It covers all the use cases. I mean, did we explicitly mention that only one of the subfield is accepted?
It's a great question.
Probably, I think there's only one field right now, right? So it make.
Yeah, I think we do have a to-do that says where there seem to be a valid use case where two or more types of selectors will need to coexist in the same workload selector, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. So we did make a note of that. It will be interesting to see, I think, what SIG Network says to this sort of a proposition, because it's a little different from anything that's been brought up before. So it should give us the energy of, hopefully it'll quickly tell us whether they think this is crazy or not. But it seemed to make the most sense to us.
Yeah, definitely agree. I think either explicit enum or this also have the same effect. So like probably getting feedback from wider audience in SIG network meeting would actually help us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, Andrew, for sharing this. I think, yeah, that's all I have. I mean, like that's
cool. Well, per usual, if you all have a second to read over the CMP before Thursday, feel free to and leave any suggestions or problems you see.
The standard place.
Yep, still the same place. I will put it right here. It's still with Abhishek's PR. That has not changed. And I don't know when this was open. Should we look at when this was open? February 18th of last year. Well, no, still this year. So that's right.
Of 20?
No, it's I think it was 2021. So that's good. It's still this year. So it's not horribly old. I've seen older PRs in Sig Network. That's for sure. Okay, anything else, y'all? Okay, well, we'll give you all back some time. And please reach out in Sig Network if you have any questions. But yeah, we'll talk soon. Thanks for coming.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.